Get those links all set up. Hello everyone! Welcome to another oddly warm January day. Of course, you know, considering I'm out in the middle of the desert, maybe I shouldn't be complaining about it being warm. I mean, what else is it going to be? Hello everybody! Give people a second here. We kind of started very fast today, actually, I noticed.
I did.
Everything feels off to me today. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I mean, like, time-wise, you know what I mean? Hello, Mr. Bishop! It's like, is it really already 7 o'clock?
Yeah. I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, yeah, our show was always at 7, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, today's just been weird. Which is strange, because I haven't eaten anything you cooked recently.
No.
Usually I don't feel like this until that happens.
Ouch.
Nah, I'm just kidding. You're a great cook. We need to actually try out your chili on the show sometime. But anyway, it's 8 p.m. I knew somebody was going to make a comment about time zones.
I could cook up some of my chili and only make it painful.
No, you've been hanging out with that little kobold. Why would you make something to put in your mouth that is painful?
Because that's what the audience wants.
You're a bunch of sick freaks. Meh. Anyway, though.
I'll just put a few habaneros and seeds in it.
No. Absolutely not. You know what's funny is I think I may have accidentally screwed up putting out the announcement that we're live.
Connie's here. Hey, Connie.
I don't know. I'm just feeling weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just feeling weird today.
You're talking lower. You should talk.
Is there a problem with the audio? Or are they not hearing us?
No, you're just talking really low. Well, you're talking lower than normal.
Sorry. I'll try to speak up. No, like I said, guys, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I'm not sick or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. But, yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about, as the title implies, more ghosts. Kind of more obscure ones tonight, actually. One that we've constantly had people requesting. And we're going to go and start with that one, actually. This one's weird. It has a couple different names, actually. I've heard people call it the Hatchet Spook Light. Some people call it the Light of 66, referring to Route 66. It's sometimes called the Ozark Orb is another nickname for it, but it's mostly just referred to as the spook light, or yeah, there it is. Wait, no, there it is. What the hell? What are you doing here again? Quiet. Well, at least you don't have the knife this time. Jeez.
I'm here too.
Oh! Here, you can just go hang out there. Off camera, where you belong. But, no. The spook light is kind of weird. So, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Aside from the few requests we've gotten for people saying to talk about this, I am sweating for some bloody reason. I don't think that would make me sweat. But anyway, it's funny because, again, I'd never heard of it, yet it's tied to one of the most American iconic things most people could think of, at least from my generation back. Kind of a shame Sean's not here, because I guarantee he'd have something to say. It's tied to the legendary Route 66, which is why some people call it the 66 spook light, or the Orb of 66. And it kind of falls in that same category as the Fresno Walkers, where if you try and look it up, you are just going to be absolutely assaulted with people saying it's not real and it's dumb. Which, I'm just going to be honest with you, it's one of those, not subliminal, it's a reverse psychology thing. You know, the more you scream that something obviously is fake, the more I feel like maybe there's something here. Lots of stories about the spook light are pretty generic and simple. It's an orb of light that appears. Mostly it's in the Ozark region, but when I was looking into it, it has ties of appearing along Route 66. Never been on Route 66, by the way. Is it still a thing?
I think parts of it are.
It's gotta be. I mean, I remember once upon a time, everyone talked about Route 66. But yeah, there are stories that, in some cases it's two orbs, others it's a single orb. And there's a few different legends. Some stories say that the orbs are actually the two ghosts of these Native American people who fell in love, and they were from different tribes, though, and the tribes didn't like each other, and so when they found out that their young folk were getting to know each other, if you know what I mean, and I think you do, and so they killed them. And so as spirits, they travel along this Route 66, being together in a sort of afterlife because they couldn't be together alive. Which, real quick, it kind of annoys me. Some people sit there and say, "Oh, that's such a Western story." That's a what's that term? Angeloian?
Anglio? Right?
Yeah, trying to say that let's just put on our big boy pants. They try to say it's a white legend. It's a white people legend. You know? And I want to point something out real quick. When people sit there and say that, any kind of love story, oh, that's such a white thing. You guys do realize that non-white people and non-Europeans had tragic love stories too, right? I know white people were involved in most of the important stuff in Western civilization, but believe it or not, we weren't that exclusive, actually. The tragic love story is not something uniquely European or Caucasian. Now, I will grant you, it does seem kind of like an odd story. Because, okay, so there's two people who fell in love, but they weren't supposed to be in love, and so they were killed. Okay, I get that idea. Where does Route 66 come in? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand why they would just randomly haunt, a famous highway.
More people on it.
Running Bear and Little White Dove. Oh, yeah, no, Mr. Bishop is saying there are parts of 66 that are still open. Oh, hey, Tara. Hi, Connie. Hi, Mr. Bishop. Hi, Dad. There we go. See, we're getting some people now. What was up with that? I don't know.
Busy night, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe I did accidentally not send out the thing. But anyway, another story was that the spook lights were... it gets really weird, and I noticed something interesting. Almost all the spook light stories have to do with Native Americans and some kind of a tragic death. Like there was one... the spook lights are these Native American warriors who were in battle and they didn't realize that they were actually siblings, from an estranged father, and now in the afterlife they hang out together as ghost orbs. And yeah, it's always a tragic Native story. And the thing that bugs me is why 66? Why the Ozark? There's never an account of why this weird area, excuse me, is so important that these tragic Native souls keep haunting there. Now, the common explanation, and I use that term loosely, that you'll be lambasted with if you should dare to look up the terminology even of spook light, or the Ozark spook light, or 66 spook light, whatever you want to call it, is that, they're just the headlights of cars. I'm going to just give everyone a moment to think about that. So, yeah, you get it, don't you? There's a problem with this narrative. I saw this weird ball of light that was floating out by itself, not attached to anything. Oh, obviously it was attached to a car. Yeah, because I'm sorry, I don't care how dark it is. If there's a car with lights on, you are not going to just see the light by itself as a little orb and not notice the multi-thousand-pound machine. I'm sorry, okay? I don't buy this crap about, it's headlights. The spook light is just headlights. Seen by what? Like, who? I'm sorry. I want to know. I want to meet this dumb redneck who apparently was high on moonshine or something, so dumb he saw headlights and just pulled an entire mythos of tragic Native American legends out of his ass to explain it because he didn't see a car! I'm sorry. Like, this is up there with the Bigfoot... Oh, it can't be Bigfoot because its anus isn't exposed. Do you think these people think before they type on the computer, or is it just like the little monkey with the typewriter, help me out here, chat. Please tell me I'm not the only person that thinks the spook light is just car headlights sounds kind of dumb. Am I alone in this?
No.
My dad, Chet, says he's been on Route 66 a few times, actually. Used to drive up and down it 50 years ago. Yeah, that checks out. I mean, this sounds like something Mr. Bishop or my dad could tell me. What was the significance of 66? Like, I honestly don't know. But I remember it used to be like the American highway. It wasn't the first road to actually go from coast to coast, was it?
I think it was just
Tara, if the cheeks aren't clapping...
It's not a Bigfoot.
Can't be a Bigfoot. Can't be a spirit. It has to be a car, because obviously you wouldn't see the, 1,000-pound machine. I'm sorry, that just... And again, look, I'm not trying to deny the skeptic. I'm not trying to say it has to be, a native ghost or something. It was there before the interstates. Okay, Tara, you bring a fair point if you're like really far away and it is really, really dark, maybe hypothetically. But I'm sorry, dude. It's like, all these stories, I refuse to believe that only people far away, and possibly drunk, ever saw the spook. Like, there's really, you're going to tell me that every single story about this thing was all seen in the same example? It was the Depression. A lot of cars were going west. Ironically, we're in a recession, and now lots of cars are going east. But what do I know? But yeah, no, it's that's something that bugs the crap out of me with the cryptozoology and the paranormal studies. When you just get avalanched with the skeptic stuff, it's like, okay, let's pretend for a second the spook light is fake. Let's pretend that every account of it is just some dummy who, I don't know, a caveman was frozen in ice and he de-thawed and he didn't know what a car was or something. Let's pretend that for a second. Why do you care so much? You know, it's one of those things. It's like, these people put time and energy into telling you the spook light's not real. That just seems like a weird hobby. You know what I mean? It's like,
pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
66 goes from Chicago into California. Huh. I did not know that one.
I didn't know where it started. I know it went to California.
Well, yeah, I know it, and I know it. I thought it was like coast to coast, but pretty sure Chicago is not the East Coast. My geography is terrible, if you couldn't tell, by the way.
It's like one of the top 3 biggest cities, though. New York, Chicago, and LA.
I wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't even.
Not terrible pizza, I will admit that. Yeah, that's Chicago who invented the deep dish, isn't it? Chicago deep dish? Yeah, Mr. Bishop brings a good point, actually. There are stories of lights in that part of the country well before cars were common. People take that, that's another thing people take for granted, you know, is how recent the car actually is. At the very least, how it was very rare until only a few decades ago. So yeah, these lights, and to be fair, not all of them are paired. While it's true that, yes, the common story is that the spook lights move in groups, usually 2, that's correct, not exclusively. There are stories of single spook lights. And yeah, I'm willing to give you, okay, sure, fine. Some of them could have been cars or something. But at the same time, I don't know. I just don't buy it. At least not en masse. And again, like Mr. Bishop said, okay, let's pretend for a second that all the recent ones are just cars. How do you account before, like, the 1950s? You know what I mean? Chicago, New Jersey, another place I probably wouldn't really... Yeah, no, I don't think I'd want to go to New Jersey. Not because I think it's bad. I mean, I know it's a joke, but there's nothing in New Jersey that I'd be interested in seeing. Okay, fine, yeah. Going to the Pine Barrens? Okay. Okay, you got me there, Bishop. I would go to the Pine Barrens.
It's the only reason I'd go to New Jersey is to go to the Pine Barrens.
Again, not because I mean, I know the joke is that, you know, New Jersey is America's armpit, but, like, really, there's nothing there outside the Pine Barrens that interests me. I would like to go to Rhode Island to visit Master Lovecraft's grave.
That'd be cool. See, that'd be a really cool movie. Just go over there and do a...
Was he? Yeah, he was. No, I believe he...
Providence, Rhode Island.
I believe he was... Yeah, I think that's where he actually was buried, where his grave is. Because he has that really creepy thing written on his grave, I am Providence.
Yeah, Providence, Rhode Island. Let me look it up real quick.
Atlantic City is cool. I've never been to Atlantic City. Yeah, no. Very ominous words to write on your gravestone when you realize the context that the word Providence can be used in.
He was born in Providence, Rhode Island, and he died in Providence, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that's where he's buried.
I believe he was buried in Providence. Or it might have been New England? I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember now.
Providence is like New England. He was born in Providence.
Sorry, folks. Hold on a second here.
This is all about where he grew up.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Type it. Yeah, why don't you type in Lovecraft's grave?
Shawn Point Cemetery, Providence, Rhode Island. The final stops on the Lovecraft tour require a long walk or a short drive through Providence's east side. Lovecraft and his family are buried at the Swan Point Cemetery at 585 Blackstone Boulevard.
Oh, way to dox Lovecraft.
Providence, Rhode Island. Also the final resting spot of many Rhode Island governors. The Lovecraft plot is located at Lot 5.
And it has that
Providence.
creepy insignia, I am Providence. Which, by the way, real quick, Providence is another terminology for foreshadowing or forewarning. Which takes on a creepy context when you think about the stuff he wrote.
210 acres, nice. Got their phone number here.
Yeah, no, I would go to Rhode Island just to go to Providence and see and visit Lovecraft's grave.
See, I would too, and if I was in like New Jersey and I had the time and money, I would
Go to the
up
Barrens.
there. The Barrens, Providence.
Yeah. Now, what is it? The tradition with a writer when you visit their grave, you're supposed to leave a pen. I believe is the tradition.
I don't know.
I think that's what it's supposed to do for writers. Is you're supposed to leave a pen at their grave. I'm sure somebody will correct me. But anyway, back to my point. The spook light.
I've never heard that.
It's. And the funny thing is people still tell about them today. They're not like some artifact from the past. The spook light is spoken of even today. Again, it has kind of migrated because before it was all up and down 66. Now it's almost exclusively seen in the region we call the Ozarks. Thus its name, the Ozark Spook Light. Or the Hornet Spook Light, which I don't understand why they call it the Hornet Spook Light, but that's another name for it. And yeah, it's really weird because there's tons of stories about what the spook light is, and it's always, like I said before, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's always some kind of tragedy with natives, with the indigenous North American tribes, which, spoiler warning to some people, had a pretty violent and bloody history. Actually, I'm gonna make the argument. Yeah, a lot of these stories sound about right, tragically, but yeah, it's weird.
Swamp gas.
Oh yeah, obviously it's swamp gas bouncing off light from Uranus.
Yeah,
that has to be it.
Yeah, swamp gas bouncing off weather.
Yeah. Whoa, what was that? Felt something. What's going on? We okay?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing here.
All right, good. No, well, you see, the spook light can be explained. You see, Bigfoot had to expose his anus, and some gas escaped and reflected light off of Saturn's moon, Titan, which caused a mass hallucination and dystoria. And well, Gary Busey might be heavily involved, actually. But anyway, yeah, no, the funny thing about the spook light is that it's weird because there's not a lot of substance to talk about, because almost every account of seeing a spook light is the same thing. It is always, yeah, no, I saw an orb of light. You know what I mean? It never attacks people. It's never like tied to any other kind of entities, you know? Oh yeah, those horrible weather balloons.
Swamp gas bouncing off a weather balloon.
Obviously. Projecting an image from the astral plane of Titan, the moon of Saturn. Mm-hmm. Clearly. But anyway, it's not bigger than that. It's just that a lot of people have seen it, and they're almost exactly the same. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about this not quite just the spook light, but the category of ghost that the spook light falls into. It is what we call an orb. Now, orbs are difficult to approach. They are they're the bane of any paranormal investigation. Most paranormal investigators will roll their eyes when they see an orb because, to be fair, because again, we're not here just believing everything we hear. We question everything. We try to understand things. That's the point. Orbs are very, very easy to not only fake, but to mistake. You don't even have to be trying to be a fraud to screw up with orbs. Dust particles can cause orbs. Insects can cause orbs, and they actually are quite good at it because dust will always move with the current of airflow, period. And so the good news with that is that you can usually, if you're paying attention, you can spot a dust orb. The problem is insects are a bit harder because they're a living creature that moves around, naturally. And so the problem is that it's entirely possible that there are ghost orbs, or spirit orbs as they're sometimes called. The problem is that there's no real way to tell if it's an insect or something paranormal. I've seen some videos of like, well, I filmed an orb and it went through somebody. You do realize if the orb was an insect and they flew behind the person, in the two-dimensional plane of the video footage, it would look like the orb went into them. And so the problem is orbs are very often immediately dismissed. Because, to be fair, there's a lot of other things that an orb could be.
Mist, water particles.
Yeah.
A photograph under a waterfall, you would get mist.
Yeah. I was going to say, the bishop over in the corner actually is pretty much an expert on, camera work and filming and editing and stuff like that. I'd be afraid to see you go off on like, so what does cause an orb? 10 minutes later, you're still listing off like the things that start with A that can do it. You can get orbs a lot of ways. And it's even worse when you get charlatans involved because it's easy to fake orbs. I mean, anyone who literally can friggin' turn on Photoshop can orbify all kinds of pictures. It's the same problem with ghost mist. That's another one that you used to see a lot in the earlier days of like YouTube and online. People posting ghost footage, and it's like
that's your breath.
The breath is a big one.
Or a fart on it.
I have never seen a fart make fog.
Not either. I just had to say it.
Although I do have to ask the question, why not? I mean, your internal body... The answer I've heard is that it's because your body is warm enough that the air coming out from a fart can't fog. But your internal body temperature is your internal body temperature, so wouldn't the air coming out of your mouth also be too warm? The 6 people watching this chat this show are just like, what is he talking about?
See, the real question is like, maybe not human farts, but what about Bigfoot's farts if it has to,
I don't.
Know what I mean.
Oh my.
Alright, ghost farts. Yeah.
But no, seriously, there's... The big hurdle with the spook light is that it's an orb, and orbs are really hard to take credibly because you don't even have to be trying. The bishop is dying over in the corner laughing at his own jokes. You don't even have to be trying to screw with people to make an orb error, if you will. And it's hard for me to say because I try to approach everything as, well, it's possible. But I have to admit, I really have never seen any orb footage that left me going, okay, this could be something not normal. Okay, that's not true. There was one video I saw of a guy he was filming himself in this like big warehouse, and you can see an orb come up behind him, and it disappears behind him like it was going into his body, and then like 10-15 seconds later he just doubles over and starts vomiting, and then you can actually see the orb leaving him. That was weird. Like, I could see it being a bug that landed on him, and then it got scared when he started puking and it flew off. But I have to also say, isn't that a humdinger of a coincidence that the bug lands on him and then he just upchucks? There are some things where you have to acknowledge that it's almost too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, I mean...
Wait a minute.
What?
Jesus? Where's Jesus?
Who's Jesus?
The current one. The one that you didn't tie up properly to the couch.
Oh, that guy.
The one who's been replaced by this little pint-sized terror.
He's somewhere.
Well, no, he's invoking he's in the chat invoking the name that we don't speak of. Would you settle down?
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Oh yeah, my sister is sitting here in the chat with her font of wisdom saying that, you can pick up farts on those thermal cams.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Mr. Bishop comes in. You can light them!
Wait. We have some nice philosophers and really wise people in the chat tonight.
Oh, speaking of wise philosophers, our resident Lord of Chaos is finally here.
You can set a fart on fire.
See, I've heard people say that, but the only time I've seen anyone even try it is like on a TV show and stuff like that where it can be faked. I've never actually seen like a genuine video of somebody actually igniting a fart.
I've never tried it.
Please don't. I keep saying we need to like do an episode where like we just sit and watch alleged videos of the paranormal and like just either debunk them or give them credit.
The topic of farts came up. Sean, I'm here.
I am here. Yeah, the resident Lord of Chaos has arrived. It's a party now.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
I know you can set alcohol on fire, and you shouldn't do that, because you'll set your mouth on fire.
My dad, please tell me you're just being a smart aleck for the chat. Please tell me you're not confessing onto the internet that you've lit a fart on fire. Was it yours? Oh, he's betting that Mr. Bishop has also lit a fart on fire. I tell you, we're going to put a wall up between those two. That or the opposite, we have to get them into an arena together and let everyone watch. Nah, I'm joking. Be nice, you two.
Next time, on from one side to the other, lighting a fart.
Old men boxing or something. Jeez. But no, orbs are very common, and it's kind of hard to take them seriously. But again, it's weird because the spook light is almost... I didn't find any footage of people or pictures of the spook light. It's all stories about that they saw it. And here's the problem with that. A bug or a dust particle or a water molecule, like you were saying, isn't going to look like an orb to the human eye. So if it's an orb, if the spook light is an orb, why isn't it filmed or photographed? Shouldn't it look like whatever it's supposed to be to the naked human eye, and then it looks like an orb on film?
See, most people who are filming it wouldn't be watching their camera. somebody who knows what they're like. Somebody who's actually a filmer like I am. I watch my camera, so I'm looking at the screen, whereas a normal person doesn't look at their screen; they just blindly film.
But what I'm saying is,
So-
no one has. I found no pictures of orbs or videos of orbs with people claiming it's the spook light. It's all first-hand accounts. It's all people saying they saw the spook light.
Yeah.
And an orb, if it's one of the normal explanations for an orb, it's a dust doesn't look like an orb to the human eye.
Yeah.
Hell,
so-
the human eye doesn't see dust most of the time.
Yeah, so it'd be harder for a random person to mistake it than for
Jesus
somebody on camera.
Jesus claims he has lit a fart on fire. Okay, one, Jesus, get back here. I have dogs. And a pint-sized terror. And he's ready to go. You're lucky he doesn't have his knife. You did take the knife, right?
Yeah.
Good. Keep it from him. I don't
Yeah.
trust him with sharp objects.
Yeah, after last show, he had the knife.
He had his knife privileges revoked.
Yeah.
Mr. Bishop insists that he's never lit a fart on fire, but someone at work did.
Did he light it on a plasma torch? My dad will know what I'm talking
There are
about.
so many questions that I have, and I don't want the answers to any of them in this regard.
Oh, Cobalt's Corner's coming in.
I hear noise
Let's ask him.
out in the desert. Is that noise?
Ooh, I'm a spooky ghost.
Oh,
Cobalt,
it's the big one of you.
We have a question for you.
Tell the truth. Have you ever lit a fart on fire?
Yes. Yes, I have.
God damn it, Cobalt!
Was it on a Bunsen burner?
No, it was a lighter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it yours?
Yes, actually. You know, okay, yeah, you remember that scene from Dumb and Dumber
Oh no.
where he
Oh, yeah.
like leans
Hold
up
on,
and
I'm
puts
just
his,
gonna-
or puts his yeah. I can't.
Oh,
But yeah, that scene from Dumb and Dumber where he like puts his legs behind his head and
Oh.
says like watch this with the lighters. Yeah, it was something like that.
It wasn't a ghost, right?
my dad is
Well, I mean, it was a food ghost
Ew.
that I cleansed.
my dad is sitting here claiming that he used to take bets with his friends over who could make the biggest fireball.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that though, because that can go right up the poop chute.
I was gonna say, when you burn gas, it follows to the source.
Yeah, you gotta.
So if it's coming out your butt, wouldn't the fire go?
That's why you don't let your friend who's drunk try to light their alcohol on fire and drink it, because they'll set their face on fire.
Or
And
their
their mouth.
or oh god, have you ever seen the footage of like people who have that blue flame coming out of their neck?
Yeah, and you don't let your friend. light
That's
their
not
alcohol
funny,
on
from
fire.
what I understand. That's not because I know people make fun of that, but that's actually like really really bad.
What?
When you
Lighting
try
your
and
alcohol on fire and then trying
and
to
getting
drink
that
Oh
weird
yeah, that's horrible. That's like third-degree burns.
that blue fire in your neck. Whoa.
Yeah, if you ever get a flame shot, you're supposed to put it out first before.
Yeah. Oh hey, we have
Portlander.
Kobold's Corner here live with us. DJ Scraps, hey buddy.
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm just crashing this.
Ghosts. We're talking about the. Have you heard of the Ozark Spook Light?
I have not.
So it's an orb that's. Whoa! The little guy went moving. Whoa!
I'm being attacked.
Hi, Gluttony.
I'm not welcome here.
Well, I mean, I'm glad we have somebody here because apparently Jesus has not only escaped, but now he's in West Virginia.
Eh.
He's talking about ghosts, and everybody in the chat's
Talking
talking
about
about lighting farts.
Okay.
Well, I mean, technically it is appropriate because farts are food ghosts.
Oh my.
So it's an appropriate on-topic chat.
Can I bring up Dale Gribble? They're in the sewer.
Why not? Bring it on.
No.
No, I don't recognize that name. Who's?
Dale Gribble?
Dale, King of the Hill.
Oh, damn it, Dale.
Damn it, Dale.
Okay, I don't know his last name.
Mr. Sandman, give me some sand straight from your pocket, propelled by your hand.
My sister is defending my brother-in-law, claiming that he has never lit his farts on fire. Odd for her to come to his defense, right?
Mm.
Just saying, it's like,
I mean, for most dudes, that's a point of pride. It's hard to do that.
And not get hurt.
Well, I mean, it's hard to do that, period. I mean, you have to have, like, the right amount of methane in your gut.
You know, the sad thing is actually we have someone who knows about this sort of topic, actually. But
I have knowledge and refuse to use it responsibly.
Absolutely.
Who owns King of the Hill?
It's not a curse. It's just a problem.
King of the Hill would be Fox, which would be a derivative of the mouse, which will not be named.
Oh, I shouldn't put that up then.
Probably not. We'll get demonetized.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
As if they'd ever monetize us. Oh, Mr. Bishop says
My
hi.
dad said
Hey-o.
But anyway, where were we talking about? The spook light. The spook light, the Ozark spook light, or the Route 66 spook light. It's described as an orb. And the common explanation... Help me out here, science nerd. The common explanation is that the spook lights are actually cars, and people just only saw the headlights.
That's possible. I mean, there have been lots of things like that. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're walking on the side of the road, and these lights go whizzing by you, wouldn't you notice the car?
I mean, yes, but also no. I mean, you gotta remember that people have an extreme capacity for ignoring the most biggest obvious things on the planet.
This is true.
You know, and especially like on a thing like Route 66, because you gotta think if you're walking down Route 66, you're probably preoccupied with trying to get from point A to point B because it is a very long highway. If you don't notice the
Chicago to
car, I
California.
mean, it's quite possible you might not actually notice the car. You know.
It's one of those things, like, it sounds possible, but, like, also really impractical, in my opinion. Like,
Things
would have to line up.
I think the word you're looking for is implausible.
Implausible. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, things would have to line up very specifically for you to not notice the 4,000 pound machine right behind those lights.
Well, I mean, people don't notice semis when they're merging over on the highway. So,
You know, the sad thing is I feel like you're right. I really should not doubt the power of people to be dumb.
humans have the most amazing capacity for utter ignorance of the most obvious phenomenon.
That is true.
Yeah, I have to give you that.
So sometimes you ask, why do ghost hunters go in alone? Because if they're with a second person and their friend farts in a hallway down the corner, they might get scared and think it's a ghost. That's why they go alone.
Well, that and if you fart while they have the IR camera on, sometimes you can catch it, and that's just embarrassing.
Tara was mentioning that. Tara was mentioning how you can pick up. I have a question. Actually, no. This is something.
Little bit
Yes, you
of
can.
a spooky poot.
This is something that you might be able to help us with. Okay, so we were talking earlier about how.
Oh, there's something warm in the back of my pants. Oh, it stinks.
Please stop. So once upon a time, there was a phenomena called ghost mist, where people would be filming and they would see these random mists in their pictures, which people figured out it's their breath.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it when it's cold you can see your breath but not a fart? It's still a force of gas coming out of your body.
Because they're not the same composition of gases. A fart is mostly a gas called methyl mercaptan, which is
Take notes, children.
It's basically a biodegraded product of bacteria breaking down food in your gut. Air coming out of your lungs is mostly water vapor, which at a certain temperature will condense when pushed into the air, especially at the speed at which you breathe, because you're creating a low pressure zone, which causes gas to condense further.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, okay, that actually makes sense, because, there are two different gases. That's one comes from your lung, one,
Jesse, it's time to cook.
This guy.
I'm cooking right now.
Why? Not on my couch in my desert.
You just need to title this episode From One Side to the Other.
What the hell is
Farts.
going on?
Farts. I'll shut up.
Mr. Bishop is saying it also can depend on how much you've drank.
Yep. That, like if it's like alcohol, Because alcohol is mostly wheat. Wheat turns into carbohydrates. Carbohydrates break down pretty badly in your gut, honestly. So, yeah, like drinking a lot can create some pretty wonderful scoop foods.
You have such a way with words.
I know I do.
I wish you would go with that way.
I am a veritable wordsmith.
Oh, yes. Open Eyes is back. Is there? Yes, it will be on the test.
Yes.
Unfortunately for you.
You allowed me to sit on this couch. You have to deal with the consequences.
I know I do.
You walked in when the topic of farts came up.
I know.
You
I
did.
walked in at the most perfect time. I'm actually pretty proud of that timing.
You really did.
It's like I knew.
This is not scripted, boys and girls.
Well, Sean was the same way, like the second part.
He did.
I'm finally here.
Yeah, no, we were literally talking about... Well, because we were making jokes about how everyone tries to shoot down the spook lights so quickly. You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously headlights. It's, you know, and the bishop was making a joke over there about how it's obviously swamp gas, you know, and I couldn't stop myself. I made the comment, well, obviously, Bigfoot exposed his anus, because that's how you know it's a real Bigfoot. And some gas came out and reflected light off of Titan, the moon of Saturn, which caused the phenomena of the spook light, obviously. And then these bunch of degenerates in the chat took it a mile further and started talking about lighting farts on fire.
Well, see, it was actually a Bigfoot frat party, and they found a box of matches.
Oh, no. Was this episode normal before I arrived? Not really.
It was normal until like the second before Sean arrived, and it's like.
See, the thing is the way it works is he tries to be as highbrow as possible, but then I have to ruin it. I got to lower the bar a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Got to get that like, you know, low unibrow in there, just fart jokes.
Just Neanderthal this all up and down. Yeah, that was Neanderthal that had the unibrow, wasn't it?
I mean, lots of people have unibrows.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm saying, like, that's supposedly an attribute of the Neanderthal. Thank you? Mr. Bishop just said randomly, thank you. I think he means thank you. Thank you for making this become complete chaos. Well, hey, you know what? What matters is that we're having a good time being entertained, right? That's the real point.
So, yeah. But with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and scoot away to the kitchen because I'm making these two some chicken cordon bleu tonight.
That's right. You said you wanted to cook tonight.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I got you. There you go, buddy.
back okay?
Don't ever hurt your back, kids. It's not worth it.
Yeah, and don't grow old. It's a trap. Oh no, residue. Now we'll all be cursed. Now that everything has been thrown into chaos.
She's our haunted doll.
You have been cursed to let out a really loud fart right before the episode ends.
How did this devolve into farts?
You guys invited me into this home.
You live here.
Anyway, all right. There you are, you little bugger. Anyway, though. So we're going to, I guess we're going to need to take a deep breath and move on to the next ghost of our topics. Now, this next one...
We're getting back to our secondary topic.
Yes, we're going to...
Don't breathe too deep.
Oy vey.
Getting back to our secondary topic of the night. Ghosts.
Yeah, we're talking about ghosts. Hey, let's talk about that for a minute. This second one, Bishop, you're going to need to help me out here. This is a Oregon ghost? The Bandage Man or the Rag Man?
Cannon Beach Bandage Man, yeah.
One more time?
Cannon Beach Bandage Man.
Cannon Beach Bandage Man.
He's on Highway 101 near Cannon Beach, which is south of Astoria, which is northern, eastern Oregon. All the Californians would know it. It's where they go because it's a rich town.
Well, way to dox the poor Bandage Man. Jeez. He doxed Lovecraft earlier, by the way. I don't think he can hear us. I think his headphones on.
His headphones are on.
Anyway.
Cannon Beach Bandage Man, yeah.
Yeah, the Cannon Beach Bandage Man, or the Oregon Bandage Man. I've also seen him called the Rag Man. So, this is a kind of a weird ghost. It's also more the traditional ghost story, by the way. I want to point out. So the short version is that there's this specter or apparition, whatever you want to call it. Usually looks like a man, covered in bandages or wrappings or rags. That's his name. And basically, there are two variations to this legend. Both of them involve if you're driving a truck or anything that is open to the air, like a flatbed or a convertible with the top down, anything that basically you're not enclosed in your vehicle, this spirit will try to jump into your car. Now, in some versions, that's all he'll do. He just jumps in it like a hitchhiking ghost, you know what I mean? But in other versions, he will actively try to make you crash.
Oh, not mine, just Lovecraft's.
Yeah,
There's
just
this thing called the internet, Sean. I literally just typed in where Lovecraft was buried, and it gave me the whole address and the phone number. It's kind of like books.
play
Just
nice.
open 'em.
Play nice, you two. I will get a
Hi,
hose. Oh, jeez, I can't imagine what it's going to be like when he finally gets up on this damn mountain and meets you in person. Just going to sit there and, like, crack open the Bible. So, Psalms chapter 1.
See, I wouldn't mind if Sean wanted to crack open a Bible and read it to me. That'd be awesome.
I think if you did, he literally would have, like, blood run down his ears.
Like when you say a bad word.
Oh, go fund yourself. Anyway, though.
I fear my ears tingling.
Anyhow, like I said, other versions say that this creature will kind of... It's weird, because it doesn't explicitly say that he'll attack you. Just that he'll try to make you crash. Now, the explanation for this spirit kind of goes all over the place. There are stories that say he was an escaped convict. There are stories that say that he was horribly burned. One particular one I saw was that he had escaped from a prison, and he had the brilliant idea to wrap his face and hands up in bandaging and try to pose as someone who was hurt, because, he wanted to make it to the state line. Now, in context to the story, Cannon Beach, the closest state line would be California, if I'm not mistaken. Right? South?
The closest state to Cannon Beach would be Washington, north.
Okay, so he was trying to go north, excuse me.
I have heard, no, he heads south.
See, I've heard stories that he was trying to get to a border. And the way he did it was he was trying to hitchhike, and he intentionally wrapped himself in bandages so he looked like he was hurt, so people would stop and try and pick him up. Now, here's the thing. In the version that I saw, he did get someone to pick him up and give him a lift. It was a preacher man. And this guy basically told him, look, I'm on the run. You're going to take me to the state line, or else. And the priest is totally cool about it. He's like, okay, I'll do this, but you realize you can run away from the authority of man all your life. You might get away, sure, but there is one authority, wink wink, nudge nudge, that you'll never outrun. Now you need to do the right thing, and let me take you back to the police station. Let me take you to turn yourself in, because I assure you, problems will be you'll have way less problems if you just do that. Amish girl in the cabs? No, Tara. You'll have to let me know about that one later.
Okay, for geography, there's Oregon and there's Washington. The border is literally the Columbia River. Astoria is on the coast at the mouth of the Columbia River.
Yeah.
Cannon Beach is just south.
Okay, yeah, so
California is farther to get to, but getting into Washington would be a lot harder because you
have to get across a river, which would mean going across a bridge, which could be choke pointed. So yeah, okay, because again, the story said he was trying to get to California, which is weird because that would be the longer trip. But I guess I'd rather try to cross the California.
Sorry about the noise.
And the mouth of the Columbia is considered one of the most deadly places to enter and exit in the world.
Oh.
A lot of ships go down there.
Really? I did not know that. You've been holding out on me. I thought Oregon was a terrible state, and now there's all this interesting stuff in it. What the hell?
It was cool till like 2014.
Fair enough.
When all the non-Oregons moved there.
They all moved north. They all moved up from California. Speaking of which, where are you, Jesus? I know you're in the chat somewhere. I better not have to frickin' perform an exorcism to get you out of West Virginia again.
Yeah, the Washington-Oregon border is the Columbia River.
Yeah, but he was trying to go south.
And especially historically, crossing a river that big.
Yeah, you would... Well, no, you know what? While I'm telling the story, to my dear fans in the chat, if you had to choose between trying to cross the border into Washington or the border into California, which way would you go? Trying to get out of Oregon, would you take the easier route north and try to get across the river, or take the longer route into California where you could pretty much go anywhere? Like, you could go at any point across into California.
See, I always kind of wanted to try to swim across the Columbia. But...
See, that sounds like something that like a bunch of weirdos with really big beards with no shirts would try to do.
Hipsters, yes. Nobody would...
Jesus, for the last time, stop trying to get people to go to California, to West...
How about that? I mean, fighting back.
Are you okay? Oh shit, are you...
No, I'm not. I'm not bleeding. That onion just assaulted me.
No, we are not going to West Virginia. I don't care what kind of cookies you have. Stop trying to lead people into the maw of hell, damn it.
I also wanted to try to raft some of the Columbia. I've been in it. It's really warm.
Huh.
The Sandies where a lot of people die. Been in that one a lot. That one's cool.
Anyway, though, and so as the story goes, though, so he gets a priest to give him a ride, and he's basically telling the priest, "You're going to take me to California, or else." But the priest is like, "Well, it's a long drive. I'm going to talk to you." And the priest, in some versions, he actually convinces the guy that, you know what, you're never going to escape. It's better to just turn yourself in. Trust me. Police will be the judges will be way more lenient with you if you're, okay, you broke out of jail, bad, better than making them have to chase you down across a state line. Tara would cross into Washington and just keep going into Canada. Have fun with that. What is that?
That is the Columbia River.
On earth are you? This is the Columbia.
Yeah.
So this is what you'd have to get across to escape Oregon into Washington.
Yes, this is... The photo is taken
Whoa.
from the Washington side. That's Beacon Rock, right? They can't see my point. Yeah, that's not going to be something that the average person would swim.
No. And I mean, are there bridges across it?
There are a few, yeah. There's Bridge of the Gods, and then there's the big bridge in Astoria.
Now, Bridge of the Gods is the natural one, isn't it? It's like a big rock bridge.
It used to be, but it collapsed years ago, and then now there's a big steel bridge over it.
Yeah, that's the one that had like the whole Native American legend behind it.
Yes, yeah, it was a natural land bridge.
Yeah, and it fell, and its falling was supposed to mark like the death of someone really important or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact legend anymore, but yeah, it was like two Native American lovers who were separated by the river, and their parents didn't want them together because they were from different tribes, but the gods made a bridge.
Yeah.
So they could be together, and then years later the bridge
collapsed, and yeah. Funny how those tragic love stories keep cropping up in those totally not Angelo-sized Native American legends. But anyhow, that's also the Columbia.
Yeah.
But is that the Oregon side?
This is taken from the organ side, yeah.
Okay. It can pick him up. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. You might want to send him a message. It is 5 to 6 miles wide at the mouth.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Jiminy Christmas.
This ain't a river like Colorado rivers.
Yeah, this is gnarly.
Anyway,
So
hijacking the show.
Oh, you actually know about this. Please talk. But anyway, the story goes that the priest actually convinces the rag man or the bandage man, whatever you want to call him, that he should turn himself in. Yep, it's picking him up loud and clear. Hold on a second. I'm going to try and fix it.
Yeah, this is headphones on. You can't even hear us.
Guys.
Dude, we can hear you. They can hear you singing better than.
It has a little baby pepper.
Dude, they can hear you singing better than they can hear me.
Oh, my bad.
That was a little blurry, but I think they saw what you were showing.
There's a pepper inside the pepper?
Yeah, a little baby pepper.
Yeah, no, just letting you know, dude, they can hear you better than they can hear me, apparently.
My bad.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he is a DJ. So, that's kind of what he's supposed to be doing, right? Anyway, though. Oh, everyone's laughing. Anyway, though, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, the priest convinced the ragman that he should turn himself in. Unfortunately, apparently, it was raining or something. Basically, the moral is that the priest crashed, and they both died. And so, supposedly, the ghost of the ragman jumps into flatbeds, jumps into trucks, jumps into, convertibles and stuff like that, because his spirit wants to be taken to the police. He wants to be taken back so he can turn himself in. Other versions say that he didn't want to, and the priest still crashed, and so his spirit jumps onto cars and trucks and stuff, because he's still trying to get to California. Can't imagine why you'd want to try to get into California now. But that's the thing.
Well, I heard back in the day California was actually a place to go.
See, I lived in California. The problem is I lived in a really nasty part of it, so I couldn't speak too loudly to wanting to go back. Well, okay, that's not true. I would like to go back to Riverside to visit the Riverside Memorial, which some people know as West Arlington. A big military cemetery where my grandfather's tomb is, actually. Tragically, when we had him entombed, they were actually still building the structure, so we couldn't go in and see it, so I never got to see the finished thing. That is literally the only reason I would ever go to California. At all. I'm dead serious. That is it. Huh. The only thing that would get me to the West Coast is to go visit my grandfather's grave, and the only thing that would get me to the East Coast is to go see Master Lovecraft's grave. You know, I have this weird feeling that death keeps coming up with me. Weird. But no, the rag man or the bandage man, I almost called him the bag man. No, the bandage man or the rag man is really a weird ghost. Like I said, I've heard stories about him, and there's all kinds of stuff. But again, just like the spook light, I've never seen any photographic evidence. It's all stories about him.
Yeah, I've never seen photographic evidence. I've just heard about him off and on ever since I was little.
Yeah, he's one of those things that's like, well, everyone talks about, what is it, the Bunny Man?
The Bunny Man Bridge, yeah, the hatchet guy. Yeah.
The hatchet dude. There's no pictures of him. There's no photos. Or the, where is it? The Goat Man?
The goat, oh yeah.
The one that supposedly like pushes people off the bridge. What is it with all these bridges and ghosts? You notice that?
See, there's the Pope Lick Monster.
Pope
Pope Lick Monster. It's on a railroad trestle.
Pope Lick
Yes.
Monster.
Yeah, it's on a railroad.
How did he taste?
I don't know. There's no pictures of him. Last I heard about him was like 4 years ago. Some girl died trying to find him. Because people go there trying to find this monster and they fall off the bridge or get hit by trains.
Yeah.
And they say...
Which is similar to the Goat Man.
Yeah.
Don't go looking for the Goat Man. He'll kill you. I've heard a lot of people say that he's for the ghost, the Goat Man, who's also a... Is the Goat Man a ghost?
I don't know. Because I've heard of the Bunny Man Bridge, and I don't think the Bunny Man's a
And
ghost.
supposedly... See, the thing is, like, the Bunny Man was so long ago, it would have to be a ghost or something now.
Or
Unless
a copycat.
Or a copycat, yeah.
See, I don't know enough about it to, like, actually speak to it. So
Well, no, because I've heard stories that, like, if you go to the bridge and you try to film or confront the Goat Man, he can actually induce you to commit suicide.
See, I've heard that the Pope Lick Monster.
Does that too?
We might be talking about the same thing, because the Pope Lick Monster is supposedly a goat, but then there's the Goat Man, who's different.
But I don't think about it. Yeah, the Goat Man's also by a train.
Yeah, it's the...
Are they the same thing? Is the Pope Lick Monster and the Goat Man the same? Oh, Tara, shut up.
Pope Lick...
Burial parks. No, it's a goddamn cemetery or a graveyard. Okay, get off my lawn. Oh, the bishop is doing research.
2019, Savannah Bright, 15, was pronounced dead at the scene. Yeah, there's Pope Lick Monster. Are they the same?
Yeah, where's the Goat Man that makes you commit suicide?
We are probably talking about the same thing, actually.
We might be talking about the same thing.
Because the Goat Man I know was just kind of like a legend somewhere in Maine.
Yeah.
But it never really... Pope Lick Legend, Loved Ones...
All you kiddies watching at home, do your own research here. Look up the Goat Man that makes you end your subscription to Life magazine.
See, when I type in Goat Man, it's the Pope Lick Monster. When I type in Pope Lick Monster, it's Pope Lick Monster.
So maybe the Goat Man is the Pope Lick Monster.
See, okay, because there's the Goat Man from Animal X from 1999.
Yeah.
That's not the Pope Lick Monster.
No.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
You know, we'll have to dig deeper into this later. Hey, there's a topic for murderous cryptids. But no, the Bandage Man or the Rag Man, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, it's so weird because, like, again, the bishop has mentioned him many times to me, and I'm finally talking about him. And I had never heard of him, but I've also never been to Oregon. And looking him up, yeah, it's apparently like this thing that everybody and their ugly sister knows about, except me, apparently.
By the way, here's a picture of Cannon Beach. I'm not going to show it on the stream, but Cannon Beach is famous for a big rock in the beach called Haystack Rock.
Huh. Neat picture, but yeah.
Yeah, that's just... Oh, the Candy Man.
The Candy Man. See, was the Candy Man a thing, or is he just a movie?
It's a movie, but it's a movie off an urban legend where you say...
It's like the, what is it, Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
By the way, has anyone ever tried saying Bloody Mary into, like, the rear view mirror of a car?
I set it into a mirror in a dark bathroom by myself and nothing happened.
Yeah. I never understood that one.
I also hear if you say Biggie Smalls 3 times in the mirror, he pops out and shoots you in the face. South Park.
I'm sorry, I was actually watching good television. Nah, I'm kidding. I actually like South
Park's
Park.
good television.
I like South Park. South Park's cool. But anyway though, yeah, the bandage man. I've heard some people say that he can make your car crash and he could kill you, but most of the stories say that he just jumps into the back of the truck and scares the crap out of people. Like, I have a theory. What if it is somebody with just the world's weirdest hobby? And it's literally just somebody just trolling people who drive trucks down that road just to mess with them.
It could be.
We need to get a group of teenagers who shouldn't be friends with each other by social norms with a talking dog to go and investigate the bandage man.
Halloween episode.
There you go. Yeah, no. Get me a talking dog. They don't talk. They barely move at all. Of course, they're also undead, so maybe they should be kind of stiff.
Maybe, yeah.
Mr. Bishop's like, what? He likes joyrides. What's wrong with that? Wait. You've done that. Tara, wait, hold on, Tara. You've jumped into the back of a moving truck? 1, why? 2, when? 3, what? Why would you do that? I mean, like, hitchhiking, okay, I get it. Some people hitch. I've never had to hitchhike. Have you?
No.
That sounds like something that our dads have done. Mr. Bishop and my dad are just like, oh yeah, I hitchhike all the time. That's why there's so many people who go missing on Route 66.
No, I've never hitchhiked.
They say it's dangerous, but personally me, I feel it's fine. I mean, what are the odds that there'd be 2 psychopaths, in a car at the same time?
That could be a good story.
But no, the bandage man is more of your traditional ghost story, you know what I mean? There's really no evidence to him. There's no deeper explanation about it. It's just a weird ghost that shows up. I wonder if he ever shouted boo at somebody. There's something that we need to delve into. What's with the boo thing? It's like Dracula going blah. He never said that.
I think boo is a hard B sound that will get a jump scare out of you real quick. That's my theory behind boo.
I don't understand where boo came from and or blah with Dracula.
Blah, blah, blah.
He never says that.
I don't know.
I literally don't know where that came from. Is it like some kind of dig at Bela Lugosi's accent? Because he had a strong accent.
Hotel Transylvania did do it well.
They made fun of it. Yeah, they pointed it out.
Hey, look, it's Dracula. Say the thing. Blah, blah, blah.
I never said that!
I never said that.
Oh, Tara claims that she's done the Bloody Mary thing. Was it into a car? See, that's where I would do it. Because then if the bitch does show up, you can just, drive away and leave her in the dust. That would be awkward. You're driving down the road and you just see Bloody Mary like, I need to catch an asshole! He summoned me and then drove off! Why, Tara? Why would you jump into the back of your husband's truck while it's moving? But anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Anyway, though, it's kind of funny, too. Have you noticed something? The traditional ghost story is fading away. Nowadays, ghost stories are all, a weird mist or some kind of glitchy looking thing on a closed circuit security camera or some shit. nobody tells ghost stories anymore about, well, actually, out on Route 16, if you go on midnight on Tuesdays, you'll see old Jebediah Fuckface out there.
My ears.
Poor Jebediah Fuckface. Yeah, he killed himself in shame because his name isn't actually Jebediah. Everyone just calls him that. You never hear stuff like that. Jesus, I feel like if I asked why you jumped into a truck, you would say something that would get my channel turned off. So I'm not going to ask, and you're not going to answer. Got that? Seriously. Mallet. Rope. I am expecting things of you, Bishop, and you are failing.
What?
You were taking the kids trick-or-treating, Tara, and that required you to jump into a moving vehicle. At least it sounds like it was a fun Halloween. Alabama's the Doug Mountain. That sounds vaguely familiar, Dad. But no, like I was saying, you don't hear ghost stories anymore. People don't just tell ghost stories anymore, and I personally think that that's really lame. You know what I mean? It's one of those things about the way how mysteries are fun and they inspire and they're they make life kind of cool. Good God, would you shut up? On earth, this laptop. You guys can't see it, but I have a laptop sitting on the arm of this couch.
Oh, they can hear it.
I know they can. What on earth is wrong with it? I don't get it. The ghost hearse. Ghost car, yes. You don't hear about ghost cars anymore. That's another thing that disappeared. Really. There used to be stories about ghost cars and ghost trains. That was a big one, actually, was the ghost train. Well, yeah, on full ghost ships, on full moon nights, if you're really quiet, you can hear the whistle blow of the old super chief that used to blow by there. Why would the question I have is, how does an inanimate object like a car or a train or a boat have a ghost? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that. I've heard some people say that, well, actually ghosts aren't the spirit of a person. They're like an imprinted memory, I've also heard people say that ghosts are not dead. They're just in another space and time. There was this one paranormal investigator I remember. He was doing EVPs. And he asked, "Are you in the room with us?" And he actually picked up an EVP on his recorder saying, "I can hear you, but I can't see you." You know what I mean? And so they're like, wait, are we ghosts to them?
The movie The Others played on that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. The Others. I vaguely remember that. I haven't seen that in a long time. Oh, yeah, that's right. You mentioned that you've seen it yourself. A 1936 hearse that drives around by Duggar Mountain. Yeah, my dad said he saw that, actually. I remember him telling me about that. I remember that you told me about that while I was there in Alabama for Sean's graduation. And real quick aside, my mother and my mom and my dad, they actually took me out into the middle of nowhere, Alabama, to take pictures at this cemetery, and they were telling me about this ghost hearse, and I was bugging the tar out of them. Because every 10 minutes I was like, wait, this is a perfect spot to take pictures. for the vagrancy horror and stuff like that, and they were like, this is hillbilly countryside, this is private property, they're gonna shoot at you. And I was like, well, shooting at someone and shooting someone are two different things. I'll be fine, just hold the camera steady. I really wish I had brought the bishop, because I know you'd be right there beside me.
Oh, yeah.
There was this one really cool barn. I remember that it looked like it was abandoned. And I was like, no, stop the car. Let me get in there for like 3 minutes. It'll be great. And they're like, no, you're going to get shot. And I'm like, I can only get shot once. What's the difference?
That's all it takes.
Yeah, but if we get the good shots and the freaking... Don't look at me like that. I'm not wrong here. You know full and damn well you would have been right there beside me with the camera going, okay.
I'm not denying it. Yeah.
We need to go back up. I need to take my wonderful crew up to Alabama and film in the rural countryside. See which one of us makes it back. But
We'll go visit Jesus in West Virginia.
no. We're gonna have to go get him, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't we get a new Jesus?
No.
You're
No, we
really
could,
gonna...
but at the same time, no.
Wouldn't that be easier? I mean, I'm just saying, the Home Depot is way closer than West Virginia. And there's a way smaller chance of being trapped in a temporal time loop at the Home Depot than West Virginia. Admittedly, that there's still the chance at a Home Depot, but it's significantly less than West Virginia. Yeah. The Duggar Mountain hearse. Yeah, if you start driving around it, it appears around the time of midnight, and it likes to actually chase people down the mountain. Did they take me to see the rocking chair? I don't remember the rocking chair. I don't think we saw a rocking chair, Tara. But anyway, though. Yeah, no, ghost stories are fading away and becoming a less common thing, which I think is a shame. I'm going to pop the balloon here. Yes, I know. Most ghost stories, most cryptid sightings, things like that are probably mistakes at best. I mean, there are charlatans, but I personally argue charlatans are not as common as people think. And even if they're not true, I argue those stories are still important. They're still valuable. They color in this world. You know, it goes back to our very first episode, the camping paradox. You know, what's worse? Camping and knowing that there's a bear outside, or camping and knowing that there is no life at all in the forest? You know, what's worse? Personally, I'd argue there being no life in the forest, because that would make questions of like, where is it? You know, it's worse to be alone, in my personal opinion. So I love ghost stories. I love these cryptid sightings. Are they real? Probably not. Probably not. Most of them are probably just told to try and scare people. But I mean, hell, that's half the fun, right? I mean, look at this channel. It's literally a channel about telling scary stories. The mystery and the fear are kind of... I know this is kind of weird to say about such a dark and negative topic, like people dying and being scared and stuff. But in a weird way, that's kind of what colors in the lines of this wonderful world we live in. You know, the sense of unknown, of mysteries, of weird things is the best part about this life, in my opinion. So, of course, no, if you say Bloody Mary into a mirror 3 times, she's not going to show up and slit your throat. Which, real quick, by the way, if Bloody Mary kills everyone who says her name, how does anyone know to say her name? You know what I mean? But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be real. It's still fun. Now, personally, me, I still want to try the whole thing of doing it into a car mirror and then driving away and seeing if the bitch can chase you down. Oh, that would be hilarious. You would be laughing your butt off, and you know it.
Yeah, as soon as she, like...
Just looking out the window.
Stay in
Run!
the car.
Ho! Frickin' doing like Boondock Saints. Run, ho, run!
No, I do the Shorty from Scary Movie.
Run, bitch!
That's the one.
You know, it's funny. I'm not a huge fan of Scary Movie, but I will admit it had some of the greatest single lines. The original Scary Movie.
Oh, ask my dad how much he loved Scary Movie as a kid.
Mr. Bishop, how much did you like Scary Movie when the bishop was a child?
My dad hated that movie.
Which movie?
The Scary Movie.
Oh, yeah.
And part of the fun was how much my dad hated it.
You ever seen...
I wasn't a huge fan of it, but like I will agree it had some great individual moments.
You know what movie I like that follows along that line? Have you ever seen A Haunted House?
Oh, with
The Williams brothers?
Gabriel.
Yeah, with the Williams brothers.
Yeah.
It's the same brothers who did it.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Haunted House is like a spiritual successor to Scary Movie because they don't work on those movies. They didn't work on the other ones.
Yeah.
And that's why 3 to 5 sucked.
I agree. 1 and 2 were good. Like I said, they were like the Hellraisers for comedy. There were individual moments that were really good, even though if the movies as a whole were kind of meh.
Yeah.
But they had like we were saying, Shorty, run, bitch, run.
Run, bitch.
Oh, that.
What would have been your last words to Drew?
Oh.
I wish I could just like throw this up on the screen, but...
Oh, no. I noticed that your dad is being very quiet now.
Probably while I was watching that knife swing around your face.
Just wait until she's so... Oh, God. Sean. Yeah, there's going to be a mobile app version of Bloody Mary someday. I'm sure of it.
Just remember, if you ever want to be a jerk to Bloody Mary...
Do it
get
into
your
a car mirror?
Get into your car and say it 3 times in your rear view mirror and watch her have to chase after you.
Oh, that's the joke I've been making all damn night long. The movie got old because you kept wanting to watch it over and over.
Yeah, that's true. He's got me there.
I have not watched it in a long ass time. The clown under the bed. I remember that scene. Oh, that scene. That was wrong, but it was so fun.
Making fun of it, I take it?
Poltergeist.
Oh, okay.
And then it implies that the dude sodomizes the clown. What a weird show it's been.
The real horror was for that clown.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty okay show until you brought up clown sodomy.
I can't believe it's already 8:30.
Oh, yeah, you spent 20 minutes talking about farts.
What a weird episode. What a strange night it's been. But I mean, that's kind of the fun of live television, right?
So Jesus says if we go to West Virginia, he'll make tacos.
Authentic street tacos are not worth it. You'll have to try harder, Jesus.
But yeah, tacos would be nice though.
Oh, I love tacos, but I'm not going to West Virginia.
Not for tacos.
No, not for anything. That place is cursed. Okay? Seriously, we haven't brought this up in a long time, but rules to live by for the vagrancy horror. Rule number 1, stay out of West Virginia. Rule number 2, stay out of the water in California. Rule number 3.
Rule number 3, give the kobold all of your money.
No, what was rule number 3? Would you calm down? I don't know what we can do against him anymore. We took away his knife privilege already. What else can we punish him with?
You could never take away the knives.
Aw. Well, that's why we do it, Mr. Bit. Whoa, what the freak? Get down from there. I'm watching. I'm looking right at you.
He's fine. Just let him be.
This guy.
He never hurt anyone.
You gave him sugar, didn't you?
No.
You know he is not supposed to have sugar after sundown. He gets wound up and he's never going to go to bed.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
And Scraps wasn't here. And it can't be... What the freak? He pulled a bishop and just melted into the ground. What? It's like a freaking Pokemon just popping up. Anyway, though.
Yes, I remember Scary Movie 1 and 2.
No, I think he's talking about the rules. There was a third rule. What was the third rule? I don't remember it now. Stay out of West Virginia. Don't go in the water in California.
Keep checking the shadows.
That's my expression. Don't steal my line.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember that now. But anyway, like I was saying, no. That's what we're really here for, is to entertain and have fun. Oh yeah, the Goat Man. Must have been the Goat Man. Goat Man gave the kobold sugar after sundown. Now he's all wound up. Can't have been you. You just got here. But anyhows, it has been a wild and weird night. But hey, I had fun. I hope you guys had fun with it.
I say it's a gas.
Good night, everybody. No, seriously though, we'll be back next week. So another thing that we constantly have gotten requests for is to talk about dragons in mythology, real world possibilities. So you know what? What the hell? Let's pull the trigger on that. Next week, we're going to talk about dragons.
Oh, you're going to have the kobolds all over you.
There'll be a bunch.
Ceremonies. Jesus, if you drink the Kool-Aid again, I am not coming to save your butt.
Did he get taken by the cult members?
Oh my God. I swear to God, if he tried to troll the lodge of the Gilded Fox, I'm not saving him. No, go to the ceremony. Drink the Kool-Aid, Jesus. I'm not going to save you this time. We got to go save him, don't we?
Probably.
Oh, my lack of a God. All right, fine. Bishop, go start up the car. DJ Scraps, give us some cool espionage rescue music. And as for all of you, I am Kristoff N. Chester. We got to go save my beaner. So, until next time, boys and girls, keep checking the shadows.
Espionage music, huh? Alright, I'll go get the kazoo.